Part two, Belal Muhammad coming up. He's got UFC 213, July 8th, with Jordan Mean coming in T-Mobile Arena, of course, Las Vegas, Nevada. It's the finale of the International Fight Week. It's a big week fight-wise. Usually there's three, right? Three fights in International Fight Week, and this year they're only doing two.
Yeah. They usually had Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, or Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. I don't know why they only did two this year.
It's weird because everyone kind of got used to the rhythm and that pattern. If you're going in, you'd have to get there Wednesday because a lot of guys would buy tickets to all three fights. It was a great weekend to see. Literally, you get to see 30 fights live plus, and now it's just 20, which still isn't that bad, but still it's for when you're going into Vegas and doing a big week on a vacation, it ends up being losing one fight night or one set of fights is a big deal.
Yeah, exactly. And then I think they slowed down the other stuff too. I think there used to be the tournaments that were happening all the time. They would have the amateur kickboxing and all the other stuff. But, yeah, I think there's only one jiu-jitsu tournament going on, but I think it's IBJJF going through.
Yeah, there used to be a bunch of submission or grappling rather, gi, a bunch of no gi. There was the amateur IMAF was going off. There's a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
Now it's basically the like you said, the one grappling tournament. I think it's all gi, and then the Hall of Fame induction is the big push. Yeah. At least that's what I'm getting in my emails for stuff to do if I were going. I'm not going to be able to make it this year just because I got too much stuff going on over here. But it's a great thing for a fan. It's a huge deal for a fan. And this might be a little bit out of your realm, and if you want to answer, it's fine. It's a little, but with the attitude towards Muslims right now in America, how has it been for the fans for you in a situation like Vegas where it's multicultural, it's a bunch of different fans from all over the country? Have you noticed anything negative or positive in the fan base for you?
I've actually been a lot of positivity coming toward me, man. I've been having a lot of people messaging me from all around the world that they're going to come to the event and then that they're going to be cheering for me type thing. And you've had a couple of trolls on Twitter and stuff like that saying ignorant things, but I mean that comes with the territory, so I'm not worried about them. But for the guys that are actually going to be at the fight, I've had a couple fans say they can't wait to meet me, stuff like that when I get down there. So that's pretty cool.
Is it tough being practicing Muslim in MMA? Not from obviously we'll get into Ramadan here in a minute because you just went through Ramadan, which is no eating from sun up to sundown, and that's difficult as an athlete anyway. But I'm just talking from a practicing political standpoint because people really don't see it as a religion; they see it as a political standpoint in America, which it's a different. We have a weird concept. But do you notice anything about it politically, whether coming after you as far as not coming after you, but coming to you for advice or added pressures from that mindset?
There's not as added pressure, but as a way for me to show the world a different side of being a Muslim, to show them that Muslims not about a religion about chaos and freaking people killing each other. It's about peace and love, and for people just to meet a real Muslim, it means a lot to me to show them what a real Muslim is being about. So it's not like one of those guys where you see, a terrorist attack, this guy blew up a building. Those are not real Muslims. You can't. It's not about the religion. Is not about killing innocent people, hurting innocent people. So I don't consider those guys Muslims. I just consider those guys crazy. So there's crazy Christians out there. There's crazy Jewish people out there.
Yeah.
So the fact that they're Arab doesn't mean that Muslims, that's a religion of terror type thing like that.
Right. So no added pressure. You're saying you'll have a lot of fans coming in, but you put a lot of added pressure on yourself. And I see it in our interviews, and I see it in the interviews you do with other people. You put a lot of added pressure on yourself to be the example. Not just take religion out of it, take politics out of it. To be the example as a man, to be example as a son, to be example as a brother. You try to always hold yourself up to that example. Do you find it sometimes that you got to decompress in your room and close the door and be okay, I just got to not be the example for a minute and kind of lose my mind a little while because you're always. I always see you as you're always the top level of graciousness, of humbleness, of attitude. And it's got to be tough to do that all the time.
I mean, I see what you're saying with that. I do a lot of that, but it comes to the territory because I have 4 brothers that I know. I have an older brother that I look up to, and then he looks up to me in a certain way to himself. Just because everybody in my family, my uncles, my brothers, my cousins, every single one of us they're all in the same spot. They're all owning stores, owning electronic stores, owning grocery stores. They're all like when you say somebody's going, like I went to college. Oh, you went to college? What, you're going away from college? That's crazy. Oh, what that? You're doing MMA? What's that? We don't do sports. Get in the store, own a store. That's what we do. That's our business. So just to me, that I'm taking a different route, it makes me want to show them that you can take a different route and succeed. So that's a different type of pressure for me. That I want to show other people, other kids, that you can grow up and be an athlete, be whatever you want to be. You don't have to sit there. Oh, my father owns a store, so I'm just going to be in the family business.
Yeah, it's tough. It is tough breaking away from the family tradition of whatever the business is. There's, farmers, breaking away and jumping into MMA as a farmer and being the first one and being the first wrestler to kind of leave the world team and make a pursue in MMA. Like all that stuff is tough because people expect you to be a certain way or do a certain thing, and you have to find your own path. Let's talk about Ramadan for a minute. How was it really? Now that you threw it, you've done it before, obviously during a training camp. You finished one day and then had to fight the next. This one you've had a little bit more time. Did you gorge after when it was like, oh, it's over now I can eat whenever I want to? Did you have that? Oh man, I just put on 5 pounds. I got to be careful because I'm going to make weight in a week.
Honestly, man, like I'm one of those guys where I don't like to look at the scale. Like you see guys where every time they'll look at the scale after every single practice, every single round, they'll go check the scale. I'm one of those guys. I did not check the scale at all during the whole month of Ramadan, and I was still eating clean the whole time. And then like the celebration, I gorged a little bit. So then I was thinking, man, I need to go hard this week. No carbs, no fats. Then I said I'll check my weight next Saturday. Then the Monday came and I was like, forget it, man. I'm just gonna check my weight. And I was like, what the heck? I'm only 183. So I'm like, perfect. So I got worried at first because I gorged a little bit on celebration, but then I was like, oh wow. So that means I was walking around really light at some point.
My brother went through Ramadan this obviously with this last month, and he said that he's one of the few people in his group that actually lost weight during Ramadan. Most people put weight on because you're conserving energy throughout the day because you can't eat till sundown. Then you eat, you gorge, and you go to bed. Because then you have to get up at 2 or 3 in the morning to eat again, and that's it until the next night. So it's like they stopped doing as much motion. He's like, yeah, they put a lot of weight on. And he's like, now I'm going to be real conscious and try to lose weight and work out during this whole time. And he mentioned, he's like, I got to be honest with you, man, I don't know how Belal does it. Like, I'm not sure how he's getting 2 practices in a day because he's just running a little bit and doing a little bit of judo, a little bit of jiu-jitsu. And he's like, there's like, I don't know how he's getting through 2 hard practices. Like, how are you doing it? Did you have to adjust your schedule to more around the eating than you normally would? Or was it the same schedule? You just had to find a way around it.
No, it was exactly the same schedule. I was just pushing myself a lot harder, and then it was more so where I was a thing I was doing differently this year. I was having a Pedialyte every night, so that really helped me a lot with my electrolytes. And then I was still getting in 2 to 3 practices a day, and then I was working with some with my coaches, and like they'll get to the point where we'll be like, all right, you're pushing yourself too hard. Today we're just gonna do mitts, or today we're just gonna do boxing mitts. You're not because I would sit there and be like, hey, I could go, just to prove to them that I took this fight during Ramadan, and I'm gonna show you guys that I could stay at my same pace no matter what. But I had my coach like Duke Rufus or Louis Taylor telling me, yo, calm down. I can see it in your eyes. Just relax, chill. We're just gonna do boxing mitts tonight, or just a light flow roll, stuff like that. So I just had the right people around me to help me get through it.
What is your real motivation to fight? Like, what is most guys like, it's the money, but it doesn't seem like it's the money for you because you have 15 different avenues. You could stop fighting today and go work with one of your uncles or one of your brothers and make the same amount of money. So what's your real motivation to fight?
I mean, honestly, man, I love the competition, man. I just love the glory of winning, man. There's no other feeling there's no other feeling like getting your hand raised and then just showing people that I can't succeed, man. I had so many people as I was coming up. Oh, why are you doing this? You're dumb. That's retarded. You're not gonna make it anywhere. So just to prove people wrong, honestly. Like, I mean, you hear it a lot. Like people say it, but like I really mean it when I say I'm really doing it for like the glory and just getting my hand raised in the end.
Your opponent Jordan has gone through a pretty tough time. Retired for a quick minute. It wasn't really a retirement. It was just a few months, and then came back and started fighting again. His motivation is questioned sometimes too. Before. Why are you doing it? Your dad did it. Your dad is still doing it. He's doing it because it's just kind of the family business. He had to take a step away to kind of figure out what's he want to do? Like, what's he really want to do with the sport? Do you think his motivation is the same as it was when he first started a few years back, as opposed to the way we kind of went to about a year ago?
I honestly don't think so, man. I think because he started off at a super young age. He was like, I think he returned like pro when he was like 16. So it was one of those where your dad's in mixed martial arts, so he's pushing you to do it. Like one of those type of parents where he's pushing you to do it. So if that's the only thing you know, you're like, all right, that's the only thing I'm good at. So I might as well do it. I feel like he was that type of person, and I feel like that time off probably helped him out a little bit, just to fall in love with the sport again. Because you see, if you're doing it for that long, sometimes you just get bored of it, or you just don't even want to do it no more, or you just do it for the wrong reasons. So I feel like that maybe that he came back for the right reasons. So we're just gonna find out.
What do you expect out of Jordan when you walk in there? You say you're going to find out if he came back in for the right reasons or not. But even a guy that's unmotivated can still throw a hard punch, can still throw a hard kick, can still try to choke you unconscious. What do you expect out of him when the cage door closes?
I expect him to break. I plan on going in there and putting a pressure that he's never seen before on him. Like he's fought some of the top guys in the world. But I feel like I'm be in there and I'm just gonna stay in his face the whole time and break him out, man. Just make him give up.
When you see that sign, every fighter has a different look. Like when this guy broke, like they know it. Like you have a different way of looking at when a guy breaks. What happens internally when you're like, oh, this guy's broken? Okay, now it's what goes on through your head.
Like I've seen it in a couple of my fights where, like when I fought Steve Carl for the title, I've seen it when in his eyes where he tried to take me down. He thought he was going to take me down. He was all confident that he was going to tap me out early, and then second round, he still didn't get no takedowns. Third round, didn't get no takedowns, and you see it in his eyes where, like I felt like he's like, man, I don't want to be here no more. So then at that point, that's when I was like, all right, I got you. That's it. That's the point where I was like, now he's got to stay in his face and then drop and wait until the ref stops this fight.
It's my way of knowing that somebody broke is they would give me their best takedown, their best shot, their best kick, and I would check it or block it or stop it really early in the process. It wasn't like a late stop, when they got kind of deep and I kind of fought them off. I was like, oh, I saw it coming a long time ago. And they get like two or three of those in. I was like, oh wow, my best technique's not working. Now what do I do? And I see that doubt that they don't know what they're going to do next. They're kind of stuck because they thought that best thing was going to work. They don't have a part two. I've noticed a lot of the fighters now have part twos, but also have part threes. Like they know, best technique didn't work. That technique didn't work. I still got one more. Let's see if that one worked. Okay, working this one now. Like in my day, it was one or two things and they were done. Now it's like it's a whole different ballgame. And Jordan's one of those guys because he's got so many reps and so much time in the cage as a professional that he might have some new stuff coming out at you that you haven't seen that you're not comfortable with. How do you train for something like that?
Just being in the right area, man. Like I'm training at Rufus Sport. This is like my first like full time camp with them, and it just feels good because you got a whole full room of killers that are.
Hold on, stop. I'm sorry to interrupt, but I thought you had two full camps with Rufus already. This is your first full camp with them.
This is like a first full camp with them. I moved on there last month, and then that's when I got my short notice fight with Randy Brown. So that was considered a short notice fight. So I didn't really consider that a full camp. So this is my really full 6-week camp with them the whole time down there, and just training with guys that all had fights during the same time. So like I got Anthony Pettis on the same card as me, Gerald Mershon on the same card as me, and then Biggie Rhodes fighting the week after, and Paul Felder's down there too, fighting 2 weeks after. So just having all them guys in there with around the same time, they all have fights. So they all have that mindset, like, all right, we're coming in there hard. Usually when you have a fight and nobody else has a fight, they'll come in there, but they'll come in there to help you, but they won't have that same push as they would if they had their own fight. So now just that everybody had their fight, everybody has their fight, everybody's in camp. So just a whole new level of training right now.
I want to ask you something because Gray Maynard, when I interviewed him earlier today, he raised something where he's like, look, if you look at like Team Alpha Male, they have all the best guys at 145, and that's what he was talking about because that's his weight class. There's a ton of guys. Rufus Sport has a ton of guys at 55, 70, and 85. Like a crap ton of guys in there that are amazingly good. But if you look at a guy like Mayweather, he doesn't call Pacquiao to come box with him. He doesn't call, Canelo to come in and box with him. He has a staple of guys that he works out with, but he's always trying to work his stuff. At Rufus Sport, everybody knows a killer. Like every name you just named right now, these guys are all killers, and I think every single one of them is expected to win their fight. Like these are killers. Don't you want to sometimes be able to work your own stuff? Be able to walk in and be like, today I'm going to get some rounds in where everything I do works just because I want to get that pattern down.
Yeah, that's the great thing about like Duke, because he'll sit there, he holds pads for me 3 or 4 times a week, and it's like a different type of pad holding where he's like, it ain't regular like, all right, jab, cross, hook. He's the type, all right, we're going to go in there, we're going to fight each other and the thing. And he'll try to emulate your opponent, emulate you. So he'll let you beat him up a little bit, freestyle with him a little bit. So it's a whole different type of thing. It's like you'll sit there spar with guys during the week, and then, you guys go at each other. But then when you're going with Duke, he'll sit there, give you opening, show you different looks. So you have to explode into those looks.
Okay. Does Duke still scare you?
Yeah.
When he's like, is he still a scary? Like I every time I've met him in person 3 or 4 different times, not that he would ever remember, but he scared the crap out of me every time I met him. Like I was like, wow, this guy really, if something went down right now, he could destroy the entire room. There's nothing really I can do about it. Just like, he's just one of those guys, like, I'm over my head. I'm out of water with this. I'm going to have to go pick up a stick and a car and hit him with the car and then go back over and beat him with the stick once he's already been hit with the car. Like, he's a scary individual, but obviously you love training with him and you chose to go there. How is he as an individual? Is he really a kind, generous coach, or is he like a slapping you in the head, yelling at you kind of coach?
Nah, honestly, man, he's like really, really cool dude. He's like one of those dudes that, like, I've known him for now probably like 2 years now. So it's like basically like I've known him my whole life. Where he's like we're kind of like we're friends more than a coach and a student. It's not like one of those where, all right, it's my coach, it's not them. No, we're friends. So he's like, he wants to see you succeed. It's not one of those guys, all right, where's the check at? We're doing this for a check. No, like that's why I feel most of the time like American Top Team. You see them have so many guys fighting, and then you look at their record, it's really not that good because I don't feel like them guys are their coaches are sitting there thinking about them individually. I think it's more so a business for them. For Duke, I feel like we're a small gym, but we have a good group, a good core guys. Yeah. So everybody there wants to see each other succeed. So nobody's in there going at each other's neck at practice or anything like that.
That makes complete sense. And I know I've talked to a couple of different guys, including Paul Felder, who said the same thing. When he goes over there, it's like you feel at home. You feel like you're with a big brother that's really watching out for you. And if Paul said he's seen guys, not anybody you mentioned, but he's seen guys get cracked and get hit hard and get a little wobbled and go right back in and try to fight when Duke's down and go, nah, man, you got to sit. No, I'm good. Yeah. Nope. I saw the wobble. You got to sit down. Like, I don't want to take the risk of you having any kind of damage or not being able to come back tomorrow and train. Just sit one round out. It's not that big of a deal. And then they'll try to come in and he's like, nope, I don't want you sparring anymore. Come in with me. We'll do mitts. And then they can still get the workout in, but they've been rattled during practice, which happens to everybody. We all get rattled in practice. But he's very proactive about saving the hard reps for the fight, not making it happen in practice. And I really do look up to him as a coach for that aspect, because you guys will fight longer. You'll be there for longer than most people. So
that's one of the biggest things he said. He says, dude, we're not getting paid for practice. Like, when I first started training in Chicago, I would sit there and literally go 10-minute boxing rounds with a couple of my friends. We would literally go for 10 minutes straight, just straight boxing. And then after practice, we'd be like, man, now I'm thinking about like, what the heck what was I doing back then? It's like retarded. And we're like, we'll sit there, go hard, kill each other. And then I went to a couple gyms where they had like the small MMA gloves on, and they'll spar, and they're sparring hard with small MMA gloves on, and guys are getting knocked out at practice. And I was like, all right, I don't think this is a smart way to train. It makes no sense. Yeah. Then you go down there to Duke's and, hey, dude, we don't need to go hard. We're not here to knock each other out. It's all about technique, timing, getting your footwork in there, doing all the small stuff. You're not getting paid for practice. No need to get hurt at practice. You don't get paid until you make it to the cage. So there's no point. Just that different mindset of training over there.
Belal, thanks so much for coming on. I know it's about dinner time for you. I can hear people banging around in the background trying to make some food. So I want to let you go let you eat, because I know it's time to get that in. I appreciate you so much coming on for the second interview. Have a great rest of your training camp, and have fun in the fight.
Thank you, bro. I really appreciate it, man.
All right, we'll talk soon.